That was close. We didn't think we was gonna have a place to stay here for a minute. We got it worked out.
I never doubted, man.
Never doubted for a minute. We're gonna have just a little bit of time here, as you can see by the light outside, to maybe roost a bird. Good thing is we know this area pretty well. Got Cole with us this year. He's following us. It's Easter Sunday. Our hunting will start tomorrow. We went to church this morning, hung out with the families for a while, and then took off. We got a spot to lay our head tonight. Weather's gonna be great. Took a little time off work for this one, so maybe we won't have too much pressure to deal with. Bryson's going to hit a high spot down the road. I'm just gonna be on foot. Got Cole pointed in another direction. Get up on this little high spot. You eating already? Animal.
I'm gonna sick my stomach when he starts gobbling.
Alright, we made it to our parking spot. Cole roosted a bird last night. Just kind of found it right at the last minute. There's two different ways to get into this area, and one of them is probably the more common way people would come into this area to hunt. We're not using that way. It may shoot us, maybe shooting ourselves in the foot, but this is the better way. There's a fresh clear cut on the backside of where this bird is. And we're going to use it to slip in behind and kind of hunt him from a direction we don't feel like he may have been hunted from. That was close. I mean, he's definitely within 100 yards. Your pin was almost dead on. I can hear him drumming. What? There you go. Where's that coming from? Sound like a hunter to me. We're in a great position on this turkey. It's real thick in here, but we found a little opening and we're within 100 yards of him, and he's answered me once. But sounds like we're gonna have some pressure. There's hunters off in the distance trying to make him gobble, so. There's definitely a dude at the road. Yeah. Well, I finally heard one gobble. This morning I'm trying to make a move on it. I don't have very much time. He just gobbled again. He kind of started gobbling late, so I'm trying to cross a big hardwood draw. Get on the same side. There's kind of a clearing in a field between me and him, and this ridge kind of falls off towards him, so I think I need to get over there. There's a real big wet bottom they're probably going to want to go to. This bird finally just got quiet. He's been gobbling at every crow. I'm not very far from him. Finally got my goal, and I could not find my goal. I've always got it in one particular spot. Obviously it moved. Anyways, I can't go much further. This bird is in a very, very wet bottom. He covered tons of ground, ran this power line. I couldn't even hardly keep up. I'm gonna see if I can call him back up here where he was at first thing this morning.
there's a real big creek that feeds this bottom. But it's real flat across there, probably 200 yards across there, and he's on my side right now. But he's on the edge of this power line, and the terrain just drops off down in there to him hard. So he was on this power line earlier, and he was running and hammering. And he's got down there to that bottom, and he's just kind of hung up. So I called to him just to let him know I was up here, and he did not answer me, but I know he heard me. Well, I gave him about 20 minutes of silent treatment. He just gobbled a few seconds ago. And he's headed down that big draw, so I probably need to try to make a move. It looks like it's gonna be something super interesting getting right on this bird. So, they're actually in this bottom, way on down the creek here. This guy's freaking calling now. That's behind us, isn't it? I feel like it's across the bottom. If that guy will just stay put back there, he might even be helping us more than he's hurting us. Listen, I think he's getting closer. Oh yeah, he's getting... What the hell is he doing? This guy back here is doing a full-blown competition routine at this turkey on the tree limb. I just saw him fade out on the limb. Yeah? Yeah. How far you think? Oh man, not far at all. I mean, that part, I think you're probably right, about 90 yards. In between 80 and 100. Be watching, I'm watching for this guy. You've got to be kidding me. It's one thing after another. I whistled at this guy, and I think he's gonna leave us alone. He just made a big move up there. I don't know if he flew or not. Now we got some freaking dogs right towards the bird. He made a big move up there on the limb. Something's about to happen. No, he's still on the limb. You still see him? Yeah, he's on the limb still. Huh? Yes. I was afraid he might have just pitched and soared out towards the clear cut, but he's still up there. Yeah, he's struck. That's gonna make him stay on the limb even longer. I feel like he's gonna fly down right into that. I kinda wanna let his thing settle down a little bit. With the dogs and the other guy. This is probably the longest I've ever had one stay on a limb that was like gobbling hot at the first thing. He may just not even fly down today. He may just stay there all day and just roost there again tonight. He's still there, Cole. It's almost 8 o'clock, and this turkey is still on the limb. We just gave him like 20 minutes of nothing, and I started calling again, and he answered me. And then we gave him about 5 minutes of silence, and he just gobbled on his own. I mean, we've been sitting here for hours.
He's on the ground.
Where was that?
Right down there where he is, but down low. He's on the ground for sure. Finally.
I couldn't even tell where it was.
Right down your barrel. Well, no, right down your right shoulder. He might be coming. Well, these turkeys finally flew down at 9:45. And, we started calling at them. And the gobbler answered. He's quite a bit farther away from where his roostery was. So now we're just gonna continue our waiting game with this thing. Give him some time, make sure he ain't coming in. We're both about sick of sitting at this tree, though, I guarantee that. It's been an interesting ordeal.
Well, I've made my way all the way around on the direction these birds were going, and it's thick in here, and I thought I might have heard drumming. I'm within 330 yards of that last gobble I had dropped, had marked. The last time I heard him gobble, his hand started cutting like crazy, yelping all around him. So this bird's gonna be hard to get, but well, I got around in position on these birds. I got all the way in there. I slipped in there real slow. I'm gonna give it a little bit. If I don't hear anything, I may call. Saw a turkey fly across the creek in front of me. About 90 yards. That bird just walked probably 80 yards through there. He just crossed the creek right in front of me. Dang it. He's swinging around me. Dang, yeah, man. Well, I finally got him. I thought the gobbler was alone. I watched him cross the bottom. I'm sure you can see him on film. And he ended up looping all the way around behind me and got the high ground on me. And finally he got just enough out of range back behind me. I just grabbed my gear and took off up this hill like I had a heart attack. And on this bird, I feel like I just had to get in its little bubble there. You know, I had to end up, Nathan, I talked to him on the phone. He said, man, if you can't call them, crawl them. So I got up here where I felt like I'd be close enough to make something happen, and he gobbled probably 60 yards just over the knoll from me. And so I just kind of got prone. I didn't have time to pull the camera up because I felt like he was just going to come right into my footsteps. And I actually sat, I may have already showed you this, but I just sat right here prone on this embankment, and he come walking around the berms right down there out in the open in the sunshine. It was the most beautiful thing ever. And prior to that, 5 minutes, I was calling and, you know, kicking leaves with my feet, and a hen came right in around these berms and came within 5 steps of me. You know, just kind of looked at where I was and then turned around and walked out, and I was like, well, this show's over. So anyways, I stayed here, and he gobbled just off down the hill from her, and she looped on around up the hill out of here, just kind of walking out of the area. I could hear her footsteps, and so I just kept doing little soft clucks over here in the leaves. Next thing I know, I hear his footsteps coming and drumming. He gobbles, and I look up, and he's at 50 yards. He just kind of comes right into full strut. I really wish the camera would have been on him. But anyways, he looked so interested, I didn't shoot him there, and he came out of strut and ran about 7 yards, shaking his head, and popped right back in the strut at 43 yards, and I shot him there. He dropped. There he is. Chased this big boy till 10 o'clock this morning. Goodness. Thank you, dude. You were a fun one to hunt. Could not be more happy. Beautiful. I sure wish Nate and Cole would have had something happen with their bird.